Hey guys, it's Ryan with AIinsidertips.com, and what a wild ride it has been over the past week or so in the world of AI. We've had some huge updates and announcements from OpenAI and Google, and I wanted to make this quick video recap to help you guys stay informed on the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence. So, starting off with the first story, OpenAI announced a brand new language model called GPT-4o. And I have an article here on my website at AI Insider Tips where I summarize, the announcement and the updates in my own words with images here. But you can also go to their website, and I'll be sure to leave a link to this and everything else that I mentioned in the video description below. And they've already made a page for GPT-4o. And they say here, we're announcing GPT-4o, our new flagship model that can reason across audio, vision, and text in real time. Now, if you want to watch their announcement here, the spring update, you can watch the entire live stream on OpenAI's website or YouTube channel where they do some live demos of talking to it in real time, how it can use its vision to solve mathematical problems. It can do real-time language translation. So it was a really cool watch. I watched it in real time, and I'm not going to play it in this video, but I'll leave a link to it in the description below. They made a couple other announcements in their spring update, but this was by far the most notable announcement from OpenAI, was the introduction of this GPT-4o model. So the biggest thing to call out here, now there's a lot of little details that I'm not going to cover, but the biggest thing to call out about this GPT-4o model is that it is 100% for free to all users of ChatGPT. You don't even need to be a member of ChatGPT Plus anymore to access this GPT-4o model. So very interesting business maneuver. And in my opinion, guys, I truly believe that they're doing this for mainstream adoption of OpenAI's products. There's rumors that they're going to launch a search engine here in the near future to compete with Google. And by doing this, I think they're just trying to get more users or flood more users into the OpenAI ecosystem to collect as much data as possible for their new search engine. That's my thought anyways. But you'll see here I'm on the free version of ChatGPT. I do have a paid account, but I'm on my free account here for AI Insider Tips. And if I come up to the top, you'll see here now there's only two options. There's ChatGPT and ChatGPT Plus. So if I click on this, my very first reaction when I heard about the new model coming to all users for free, well, what the hell is the point of ChatGPT Plus now, right? That should be the question everyone asking that's subscribed to it. So if you click this, it says here you do have limited access to GPT-4o. So that is the selling point right now of ChatGPT Plus, is that you have 5x more messages for GPT-4o. So a 5x limit usage for this brand new language model. Now, it looks like you also have access to custom GPTs for free. This is another breakthrough that they announced in their spring announcement or spring update, is that all free users will now have access to custom GPTs. And when it comes to DALL-E and AI image generation, I'm actually not sure about this one. So I'm going to test this quickly in real time. Let's say make an image of a dog. And let's just see if it starts doing, so it can't create images on the free plan of ChatGPT. So it looks like you still need to be a member of ChatGPT Plus in order to use DALL-E inside ChatGPT. But anyways, guys, I'm not going to go too far in the weeds. I'm going to make a more dedicated video comparing GPT-4o to GPT-4 to 3.5 in the near future. So be on the lookout for that. So staying on the topic of OpenAI, another important piece of news that you may have missed here in the shuffle is that one of their co-founders and former board members, Ila Skutskiver, I'm sorry if I butchered that name here, actually stepped down from OpenAI. So he had this post here on Twitter where he says, after almost a decade, I made the decision to leave OpenAI. The company's trajectory has been nothing short of miraculous, And then at the end, he says, I'm excited for what comes next, a project that is very personally meaningful to me, about which I will share details in due time. So I don't believe there's been any announcements made from him yet. Sam Altman also commented on this, that Elon and OpenAI are going to part ways. This is very sad to me. One of the greatest minds in our generation. So very highly touted by Sam Altman and his former coworkers at OpenAI. Like I said, he was one of the co-founders. So will be very interesting to see what he has up his sleeve in the near future. So on the similar topic of employment, OpenAI's competitor Anthropic actually just brought on a very notable individual. Now, this individual's name is Mike Krieger, and he is the former co-founder and CTO of Instagram. As it says here, during his tenure, he grew the engineering team to over 450 people and helped scale the platform to more than 1 billion users. As we all know, the trajectory that Instagram has taken lately. So it says here, we're excited to announce that Mike Krieger has joined Anthropic as our Chief Product Officer. Mike will oversee Anthropic's product engineering, product management, and product design efforts as we work to expand our suite of enterprise applications and bring Claude to a wider audience. So if you're not familiar, Anthropic is the company behind the large language model called Claude. They've received billions in dollars of investments from Amazon. And outside of Google, I would say they're probably one of the top competitors to ChatGPT right now in the large language model space. So very curious to see where this goes. On the similar topic of Claude, they actually just are now available in Europe. So very recent here, May 14th, Claude just launched their iOS application, and I believe they also just launched their Android application, but they are now officially in Europe. They were only available in the United States as far as I think so, as far as I remember. If I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comment section below. But now Claude is expanding more and expanding its reach across the globe. So another huge story this week in the world of AI is that Google had their annual I/O event. Now, there were a ton of things that they discussed, and I didn't watch the entire live stream. I watched some of it, and I'm not going to go through every little detail that they talked about during the I/O event. You can watch the full event. They have it on YouTube and on their site here, so I'll leave a link to this in the description below. But just a few things that I want to call out from the Google I/O event that I believe are very revolutionary. So they talk about how we're in the Gemini era, and there's all this information about Google Gemini. But the first thing that's very interesting is AI overviews in search. Now, those of you who are in the SEO space like myself, Google launched what was called Search Generative Experience. Right here, they say it right here. I believe that came a year ago. So it says in the past year, we've answered billions of queries as part of our Search Generative Experience, also known as SGE. And as you'll see here, they do a little demo of what this looks like. So you type in a query on Google and you get an AI generated response based on the query that you type in. So I'm actually going to refresh the page. Here it's going to do the demo right here. So how do you clean a fabric sofa? So traditional Google results, you'd see probably an ads and then 5 organic results. But here you see what's called an AI overview, and then it has some of the sites down here. So very scary for a lot of SEOs, especially SEOs or sites that are heavily involved or heavily tailored for informational content, like the example they give here. So very, very interesting. And this is really going to reshape the SEO world, in my opinion. Another thing to call out here are the AI agents. So if I scroll down, let's see, going further with AI agents. Taking this even further is one of the opportunities we see with AI agents. Think about them as intelligence systems showing reasoning, planning, and memory, thinking multiple steps ahead across systems and softwares if you get something done on your behalf and most importantly, under your supervision. So let's start with shopping. So they give an example of what these AI agents could look like. Imagine if Gemini could do all the steps for you. Search your inbox for the receipt, locate the order number, filling out a return form, scheduling a UPS pickup. So there's all sorts of things that these Google AI agents are going to be able to accomplish. Now, I believe this is similar to custom GPTs that we see right now from OpenAI, but Gemini is so integrated within Google's ecosystem of Gmail, Google Drive, so Sheets, Google Docs, YouTube, everything that Google owns, which is a lot. They are starting to integrate Gemini more and more. So AI agents are very revolutionary, and I'm really curious to see how Google continues to expand this technology. Now, the final thing that I want to note about Google's I/O event was the introduction and announcement of their new generative video model called VO. It's VO or Veil. Let me know if I mispronounced that in the comments below. But if you have been in the AI world, you know that OpenAI announced their AI video model called Sora towards the end of 2023, and we now have a competitor from Google. There is still no word of when this is going to be officially released to the public yet, but you can get on the wait list. So they have a wait list here. If you click wait list, I'll leave a link to this in the description if you want to join that wait list. But other than Sora, we have yet to see really an effective AI text-to-video model, and here is the number one competitor right now. So they provide all these examples on this page of what VO can produce with text prompts. Here's the first example. A lone cowboy rides his horse across an open plain at beautiful sunset. Soft light, warm colors. Very realistic here. They also provide more examples below. Driving down a street, barbecuing kebabs on a grill, time lapse of the northern lights, an aerial shot of a lighthouse standing on a rocky cliff, right? Just some really interesting stuff here. Now, what I want to call out about these examples in particular, and this is where my mind went to right away, is that think about Google's infrastructure and ecosystem that OpenAI does not have yet. Now, they have Microsoft as a big investor. I understand that. But think about, guys, Google Maps, Google Earth, YouTube, all of the existing data that Google has that these other tech companies don't. This video right here, that looks 100% realistic of someone driving down a neighborhood road. Or what about this one of the lighthouse? 100% realistic of a potential drone shot. So now what people are going to be able to do is they're going to be able to leverage Google's existing data of Google Maps, Google Earth, and also YouTube to create these realistic videos that looks like they're driving down a real neighborhood. So if you wanted to create a video of driving down a random neighborhood in New York City, you could then enter a text prompt like this. And I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming Google can then pull data and pull existing information from Google Maps or Google Earth and tailor a realistic video based on the prompt that you ask it. So very scary, but very powerful stuff coming soon from this Google Veo model. Now, there's all these other details here about what you can do with it. Most notably here is that you can do a text prompt like I showed above. And you can also, it looks like, upload images. So if you upload images like they show here with this sunflower example, you can take an image and it can create a video based on the image that you give it. They can also do the text prompting too. So very, very interesting stuff. There was a video here by Donald Glover, who's also known as Childish Gambino, for those who enjoy hip hop like myself. So I'll play a little bit of this and then you guys can take a look if you want or skip ahead.
Well, I've been interested in AI for a couple of years now. We got in contact with some of the people at Google and they had been working on something of their own. So we're all meeting here at Gilgal Farms to make a short film.
The core technology is Google DeepMind's generative video model.
So they talked about how Gambino or Donald Glover is working with Google to make this short film as an example. So let's skip ahead and see what they did here.
That's 10 or 100 times faster than before.
When you're shooting, you can't really iterate as much as you wish. And so
Really interesting stuff, guys. I'm very curious to see how this is going to pan out. We've officially entered the race to AI video between Sora, which is OpenAI, and now Veo, which is Google. So the final piece of news that I think is worth noting here is that senators in the U.S. are now urging a $32 billion spend in emergency spending on AI after finishing a year-long review. This comes from AP News. And as it says right here, a bipartisan group of 4 senators is recommending that Congress spend at least $32 billion over the next 3 years to develop AI and place safeguards around it. They said right here, they felt it was imperative to find consensus with the technology taking off in other countries like China, investing heavily in its development. It was a 33-page report. So very interesting that they're doing this in an election year too. So I wonder if there's a spin on that to try to gain voters who also support AI and all this emerging technology. But you guys can read this anyways. Appreciate you all watching this video. If you haven't yet subscribed to AI Insider Tips on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up if you found this useful or valuable. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like this type of content. Really appreciate you guys watching this. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope I've kept you informed on the overwhelming world of artificial intelligence.